Welcome to this introduction for StatAPult GAA. When you select StatAPult from the main screen, you'll be prompted to go to the game setup screen to start a new game or resume an old. When you go to the game setup screen, you may resume some previous games, retrieve previous squads, save new squads, and enter game details. For this demonstration, I'm just going to use a squad using the numbers as the names. So once I retrieve the squads, I enter a name for the home team, a name for the opposition, and finally a game description. Once all the details have been entered, I hit Save Game Data. Now that I hit Save Game Data, I can go to the system settings and change the active KPIs that I'm going to use for this game. For demonstration purposes, I've turned off turnover and interception. I will also turn off clearance for and against. You can see here that I also have the ability to do user-defined stats. When I go to the main screen, I start the game timer to activate all the player buttons. At this time, I select player 9 and assign a 50-50 ball won against that player. I will also select player 8 and assign a 50-50 loss against them. When we go to the stat overview screen, we can see here that player 9 has a 50-50 win and player 8 has a 50-50 loss. We'll now go back to the main stat entry screen. At this time I'm going to select player 12 and assign a 50-50 win against them and a second 50-50 win. This is to demonstrate the ability to order the stats by a chosen KPI. So here you can see player 12 has two 50-50 ones, player 9 has 1 and all other players have 0. So if we order the stats by 50-50's 1, you'll notice that the stats are ordered in the correct, with player 12 being top, player 9 being second and all other players in an order underneath. If we select now 50-50 loss for the order, we now have player 8 as the top performer for 50-50's lost. We'll now go back to the main stat entry screen. From here we're going to show how shot data is entered. If I select player 11, select the location on the screen from where the shot was from and assign an outcome. So that's a wide. We now select player 14, shot again, select the location on the pitch where the shot was from, and a goal was scored from there. When we go to the score summary screen, we can now see player 11 had 1 shot and no scores, while player 14 had 1 shot and a goal, which totals 3 points. You can see here also our opposition scoring statistics can be seen. If we go back to the main screen and we want to assign a shot for the opposition, select the area it was from and select the outcome. We'll also put a second shot in from the opposite side of the field. We'll say this one dropped short. If we go to the score summary tab, we can now see 2 shots from the opposition. One was a point, the second was a miss. The total number is 1 point. Now when we go to the shot and puck out charts, we can see that the data has been entered for the shots for the home team. A miss from this location and a score from this location. When we select the opposition, we see a score from this location and a miss from this location. We'll now enter some puck out information. Selecting the goalkeeper, we can select puck out, select where in the field it landed and which team won it. So you can see we switch to puck out data and our shots and puck out charts and switch back to the home team. 1 puck out in the centre of the field, which was won by the home team. We select another puck out and we select that the opposition won that puck out. Go back to the overview screen and you can see we've won 0 of 1 in that quadrant, where 1 and 1 in midfield. We'll now enter puck out data for the opposition by selecting the opposition puck out button. Select the location on the pitch where it landed and select which team won. When we go back to the shot puck out chart and switch to the opposition's puck outs, we'll see that we won none of one in one area and one of one in the opposite side. You can also see that the help section has a full user guide. This details all the different functionality of the app. The user guide can be emailed by selecting the email user guide button. We now go back to the main stat entry screen. We'll end the current half. By ending the half, the game timer will go to 30 minutes. This is configured in the system settings, so it can be changed to a 35-minute game. From Stat Overview, we can select the Export Game Data button, which will create all the different files for export. We now enter the email address that we wish to send the email to and select the Send button. This will send all the overview data to that email address. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this overview, and if you require any more information, feel free to follow us on Twitter. Thank you.